Hello and welcome. I have a special treat. By popular demand, I am trying to share as many sales calls as humanly possible for y'all. So if we have not yet met, my name is Ashley. I'm a final expense telesales agent. I work from home. I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I do crush it in this industry, but I'm not a slave to the industry. So today I want to share a sales call with you that literally was like just over 16 minutes in length. I was able to move this gentleman, quote him and his wife, and get a yes to both of the policies and move fluidly into an application, got both of them applied and approved, and made a pretty penny doing it. Now, in the beginning of the call, I have a couple notes here I want to highlight really quickly before you listen to my recording. Um, he when we first start talking, you'll notice that I'm not really right on my script, and that's because I was doing a lot of conversation with him through text messaging. So I have a AI bot in my CRM that I use that will engage with folks on the phone. And a lot of times I will jump in, I'll pause the bot, and I'll just start a conversation. I had got this guy right at a time where he was saying, "Oh, I don't have time, I'm really busy. Now's a good time." So I just kind of picked up the phone and I rolled into it. You will notice though, very quickly, I get into my script. You always have to get into my script as soon as humanly possible. So pay attention to that. You'll see there's a little bit of a difference on the front end, but I get into everything very, very quickly. There is one part in here in the beginning, you'll notice he corrects his name. So I call him by the name of Brian. But when he corrects me and he says, "My legal first name is William, but I go by Brian," bam, I knew in that moment that he was a buyer. Okay, so you will learn over time as you start selling more and talking to more and more people, these things you will pick up on. And I knew right away that this guy meant business. And as long as I could fill a need for him and do it in a way where he liked me and trusted me enough, because I'm a stranger on the other side of the phone, that I was going to help him out on that call. Now, something else I want you to pay attention to. He did question where I was from when I was sharing my personal information, which download my script below. You will see after I go through underwriting, I share my personal information. I send a text message with my card. I let families know I absolutely can send you a copy of my state license if you need that. I am an open book. I want families to know that they can ask for anything and I will give it to him. When I had said that, his little alarm went off and he had questioned, "Well, then where are you from if you're sharing my information?" Now, a lot of agents become paralyzed when this happens to them. You don't need to be paralyzed. You're a human. The person you're talking to on the other side of the phone, they're a human. Be honest with them. The only time that it comes off sus or suspicious is when you, the agent, you don't have your heart and your mind in the right place. You're looking to get a buck. You're not very confident in what you're doing, and that reads off. So if you notice he'll ask, "Where are you from?" and I didn't skip a beat, I said, "I am from South Fort Worth. I am in Texas." And then I continued in my script. There were no awkward pauses. There was no hesitation. I just simply answered a question that he had for me. And then I asked him a question back. Remember, the person who is asking the questions in the conversation is the one who is in control. So if I'm asked a question, the reason my script is in front of me, I go right back to it so I can ask the next question to maintain control of the conversation. Now, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Also, I do want you to pay attention to in my discovery, it's going to feel very short and very brief, only because I'm very good. I've gotten very good at dissecting an individual on like if I need to go deep in pain. This gentleman had given me so many buyer signals. I wasn't worried about digging into pain, especially when he told me he already had a solution. You will hear that in the phone call. He has solution in place. He has money set aside for his wife. So there is a solution there, and he can use that solution, or his wife can use that solution, but he doesn't want that to be an option. So he's a gentleman who knows what's up. He knows the plan of action. He knows that he's looking for a solution. So I'm not gonna go deep and dive in with him. I simply re-cemented everything he said. I said, "Okay, so your wife has something in place. You don't want that to be touched. You would rather have something set aside. Is that correct?" "Yes." "Okay, We have our pain, we have our why. Let's move forward. The one major critique, again, even myself, I re-listen to my phone calls to make sure I'm staying on top of my game. I totally dropped the ball when I was quoting numbers. Yes, at this point, I knew he was a buyer, but I could have lost this sale by not re-cementing the situation when I pitch numbers. So what that looks like is when you give someone a number before you say $15,000 for 50 bucks a month, you need to say, okay, so this is kind of like the starter program. Okay, so this is going to do everything you need it to do. It's going to cover the funeral and it's going to leave a little bit of extra I love you money, okay? And that's for 15,000 at the $50. Now, every other option we're looking at is just leaving extra money. So it comes down to what you're comfortable with. So the next option, and then I go on. I explain what each option will do for them before I actually share numbers. And in this case with Mr. Brian, I did not do that at all. So when I listened back to the call, I thought, oh, Ashley, you dropped the ball there. But again, no one's perfect. And if you want to be good in life insurance, you have to constantly grind. You have to constantly improve upon yourself. You constantly have to keep yourself in check. So if you want to see more live calls, please comment below more live calls so I know that this is the type of content that you guys learn from. My goal is to help you, the agent. It's a crappy industry out there. There's a lot of noise, and I'm just here trying to paint a picture of like it is possible. Follow the person with the arrow in their backs. If you have not yet, please subscribe. If you want to follow the agent with the arrow in the back so you can get to where you want faster, smash that subscribe button. Also, download my script. I am launching next year, which is right around the corner. On the 13th of January, I'm doing my first ever live webinar training on my script, and it is free. My favorite four-letter F word, Free. So if you have already downloaded my script before, don't worry, you're going to get emails and text message notifications that it's coming. You will get the invite for it. But if you want to join, please download the script. If you have other agents in your agency or friend agents or teams or anyone that needs help and insight, have them come to my channel, tell them to download the script so they get the invite. I hope you guys enjoy this call. Questions, comments, and concerns, always comment below or email me.
Hello.
Hey, Brian, this is Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Is now still a good time for a chat?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. So I have everything pulled up, and I just wanted to make sure I had the right notes. We were looking for you and the missus. Currently, there's no coverage in place, and both of y'all are non-smokers. Is that correct?
correct.
Okay. So just so you're aware, Brian, how I can help. So as a broker, I can look at all 26 carriers here in the state of Oklahoma at once. The goal is to see one who y'all are eligible for, and then I'll let you know who's giving you the best rate. But I'll get both of you some answers on the phone. However, I can only work on one of y'all at a time. So are you okay if we just start with you first, Mr. Brian?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Everything's based off of age and health. So what is your date of birth?
And I should let you know my first name is actually William.
William. Okay, gotcha. Do
I
you
go
prefer to
I
go?
I go by Brian, but everything
Okay.
legal is Williams.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'll call you Brian, and then if we get to the legalities of everything, we'll notate William. Not a problem.
All right.
And then you said your date of birth was 10/24. I'm sorry, was that? Thank you, sir. And what is your height and your weight on a good day?
My height is 6 foot. My weight is 218.
218. Okay, and we got you down non-smoker. And some of these carriers, they do take certain forms of payment method and others do not. Do y'all have access to a traditional account with the bank, or do you utilize a direct express card from the government?
We have a checking account.
Traditional. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then in regards to you, Brian, do you have any mild or major health concerns of any kind?
The only thing that I probably would qualify is I'm a diabetic.
Okay, that's not a problem. Does your doctor have you on insulin or metformin to help?
Metformin.
Metformin. Okay. Have you ever used insulin before?
No,
Okay. Happy to hear that for you. And any complications from your diabetes like a neuropathy or an amputation, anything like that?
no.
Oh,
In
amen.
fact, for
And
the last 3 years, my 1AC's been 6, 7 or less. So,
hey, that's good. You're well in control. That was my next question was your A1C reading. I'm very happy to hear that for you.
yeah.
Okay, so no insulin, no complications. Okay, and you've never been prescribed a nerve blocker like gabapentin or Lyrica before, have you?
No,
Okay. So aside from the diabetes, does your doctor have you on any prescription medications for anything like inhalers for asthma or blood pressure medicine, anything like that?
well, he's got me on a blood pressure medicine, but he said it was more preventative. But my blood pressure's never really been high. It's always usually around 120 to 130 over 70 to 80. So,
Okay. Has he added any more medications or are you only on one medication right now to regulate?
just on that, just one.
Just the one. Okay. That's
Yeah,
not a
it's a real
problem.
low dose though, so I really didn't understand why he put me on it, but he did.
Okay. Well, sometimes we just do what the doctors tell us to do, right? That's the best thing
Yep.
to do. Wise man. Okay. And then aside from the high blood pressure medicine, anything else that your doctor's prescribed to you?
No, he's got me on glipizide, which is a diabetic medicine,
Okay.
and I don't know one other one, but I can't think of what it is. And then he has me take aspirin a day.
Okay. And the aspirin, is that a preventative for do you have a
Yeah.
history of like a stroke or anything?
Well, I've never had none, but he wanted me to
Okay.
start taking one.
Okay. Okay. Just a precaution.
Yep.
Noted. And have you had any hospitalizations overnight in the last 2 years?
Nope, not that I can think
Good. Well, that's wonderful. Keep taking care of yourself, Brian. You're doing
of.
really good.
Last time I was in the hospital, I was dehydrated. I was working
Oh,
out in the sun for like 4 days straight. I guess I just didn't drink enough. But
yeah, that sun will take it out of you.
besides that, no, I have not been in the hospital.
Amen. Good stuff. Well, good, good. Okay. Well, before I do jump too far into it with you, very important to me with the way of the world that you do know who you're talking to. If you did miss it, my full name is Ashley Molinex, and I just sent you a text message. It has a copy of my digital card, so you're going to see my license number, a photo of my face, and any way you ever need to contact me is there. If you need anything else, like a copy of my Oklahoma State license, just ask. I can get that your way as well. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Where are you
So
out
what
of?
Yes, so I'm actually located in Texas. I'm just south of Fort Worth, but I am licensed in over 27 states. So I kind of help families all over, mainly Eastern time zone.
Okay.
Yeah. So now everyone that I do work with, most families, they're on a fixed income. So the goal is always to be looking at something that one, you qualify for, but two, is something that's comfortable and affordable. They do have these programs in price ranges. So I need you to let me know where to start shopping at for you. Would you say somewhere between like 80 and 100 a month? Is that comfortable or a bit too much?
A bit too much.
That's okay. What if we look between like 60 to 80? Is that better? Still a little too tight?
Yeah. No, that would probably work better.
That would be better. Okay. And do you know about how much coverage you were looking to put into place?
I I was looking to around just like 15 to 20,000, just something to cover the funeral expenses.
To cover the funeral expenses. Okay. Have you had a chance in your area? Do you know about how much that's going for families?
Well, we just buried my dad last
Oh,
year, and his
my
was
condolences.
thank you, but his was like 12,000.
Okay. Gotcha.
And my kids and stuff know I'm not fancy. I don't like fancy stuff. I'm plain Jane, just meat and potatoes type person.
Yeah, keep it simple. Okay, gotcha. And I assume you do want a formal burial though, right? With a
Well,
casket.
I really don't care. I told my son, and my daughter to take me out and stick me in my favorite deer stand, and I'd be happy. But they said no. So
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, fair enough. So we're looking anywhere from I guess 15 to 25,000, and your goal, I guess, would be to leave extra. I love you money then.
yeah, a little bit probably. But
Okay.
I mean, I've I've got a couple of retirement accounts that would be for
Okay.
my wife if you know, in the event, it would probably pay for the funeral too, but I would rather just leave them separate if I had to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Something that's specifically set aside for that, and everything else you have, that is just the extra cushion and the I
Right,
love you money. Okay. Yeah,
right.
that totally makes sense. Alrighty. Well, kind of looking at all this, do you have a pen and paper?
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, Brian, the carrier we're going to look at, because you are in such great health, is a carrier by the name of Trinity Life. Have you heard of them before?
No, I have not.
Okay. Well, just to give you a little back history, they're a very well-known carrier, very established. They're actually based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. They've been in business since 2004, and they are A-rated. So A ratings means they have not missed a payout claim since they've opened their door, and that's very important. For you, Brian, it is showing that if we can get you fully approved, that you're eligible for immediate protection. So what that'll mean is from the moment you make your first premium payment, God forbid you died the next day, it just pays out in full.
Okay.
Okay. Now, couple of things that I want to highlight with this type of plan. This is whole life. So means a couple of things. One, premium payments never change. Technically, you can borrow against these plans in the future. I always advise families, if you want extra love money for your family, don't take a loan against your balance. But that's an
Yeah.
option. And then lastly, it can never be taken away from you. So these plans don't expire. No matter health or habits, they cannot cancel on you. It's just there for your whole life. Do you have any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Alrighty, well looking at a couple options here, just kind of in that price range, you let me know if you want to go up or down. I can give you different quotes. We're not married to any of these. The first option that they're showing us is for $17,000 in total coverage, and that is going to be for $59.19 a month.
Okay.
Okay. The next option, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay, it's for 20,000. The 20,000 is going to be for $69.18.
Okay.
Okay, and then the other option they have here is for 23,000, and that is $79.17 a month.
Did you say 23,000?
Yes, 23, correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Now,
out of
kind of
all
looking at
them,
those. Oh, go ahead.
I would probably go with the first one.
The 17 for the 59,
Yeah.
and that's something that you feel like is comfortable and affordable for you every month.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Depends on when we add the wife, how much it bumps up.
Absolutely.
That,
So
that's
let
what
me
I'm
do
taking
this.
into consideration.
I gotcha. No, two policies in one. We got to make sure we can comfortably do both. So let me save your information really quick so I don't lose it. And then I'll reset my quoter tool and then we'll dive in. Do you have a pretty good breadth of your wife and her health history? Kind of know what's going on with her?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Just want to check because sometimes families don't know and I just want to,
Mhm.
if you ask my husband, he would say, I don't even know what's in her closet. I don't even know what she wears. So, okay. And then perfect. Let me refresh, clear, and open up Oklahoma again. 1 second here. Oklahoma, female. Okay, first off, what is your wife's first name?
Dora, Dora.
Dora. Okay, gotcha. And her date of birth? Ah, you guys are right there. Do you guys just do like a double date for the birthdays?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay, so we got 10, 20. And what roughly is her height and her weight?
She's 5'8" and probably 190.
190. Okay. And non-nicotine, traditional
Nope.
account. Okay. And then for her health, does she have any mild or major health concerns?
She's on a high blood pressure medicine.
Okay. Is it just one medicine to regulate blood pressure?
Yes.
Okay. Any other medications she takes or any other diagnoses she might have?
No.
Okay. So you guys are taking really good care of your health. Keep up. Whatever you're doing it right. Okay. So actually, because she is in such good health too, we're looking at the same carrier, Trinity. Trinity is one of those carriers that they like healthy people. So if you can qualify for them, it's always a blessing because no one can beat their rates. So for the misses, are you kind of wanting to look in the same range of coverage, like the 15-ish to 20,000, or do you have a monthly budget
Yeah,
we want to kind of
I would say, probably anywhere from like 12 to 20,000.
12 to 20? Okay, so let's pull up
I'm the
12.
breadwinner in a family, so I don't worry about having love money at the end. I can take care of what I need to do.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Absolutely. So, alrighty. So I have a 12, let's do middle 17 and a 20,000 for the misses, and we'll go from there. Does that sound fair?
That works.
Okay. So for her is also Trinity. Same thing. This is that whole life coverage. It is also immediate protection. So everything I told you is the same for Miss Dora. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So 12,000 in coverage for her with Trinity would be $30.99 a month.
Okay.
And then for the 17,000, that would be $42.83 a month.
Okay.
And then the 20,000 is $49.93 a month.
Okay. Well, looking at this, I would probably go with the 17 on her too.
Okay. And
But
comfortably, both of those together, you feel like that's something manageable for y'all?
yeah, I was looking anywhere from 100 to about 120 for both of us was doable.
Oh, okay. Well, then this actually comes way under budget for you and still gives
Yeah,
you
it
peace
puts
of
us
mind, correct?
correct. It puts us right at 100, about 102.
Mhm. Yeah, right
So
at it. Okay. Well, the next step for you is we got to see if we can get y'all fully approved. We do that with an application together. Now, I do want to highlight for you, Brian, you don't pay for anything today. The way these
okay.
work is typically families, they'll move the start date out to a day next month that they're comfortable with. That way we can see if we can get you approval, and if you are approved, then they won't draft until the day that you pick, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. So for you, since I have you on the phone, let me get this open up and we'll process your application first. And we said William was the legal full first name.
Yes, ma'am.